Flanders in my rear view, my pursuit of the best riding and the best beers continues. Paris-Roubaix approaches, and we have a whole lot left to see of the classics culture. Let's see what the French queen of the classic has in store. All right, this one is exciting. The last time that I caught up with Alison Jackson in person was at the 2024 Gravel World Championships. Alison is the 2023 Paris-Roubaix Femme Champion. I'm very excited to be catching up with her right now on the eve of Paris-Roubaix. Alison Jackson, very excited to be talking with you this week. Obviously, we are on the eve of Roubaix. So talk to me a bit about how you carry momentum race to race through this period that is the classics.
Yeah, I mean, I still think every race is like a game you get to play, and it will change every time with the team that you have, the conditions, or how you choose to race it. So from race to race, it really is just figuring out this game that I think is still really energizing for me. And then when we just manage the week with like a big, strong weekend, whether it's 2 races on the weekend or a race and a big ride, then we calm it down, something big in the midweek, and then back at it on the weekend.
Yeah. Roubaix, a big one, a huge one, a race with which you have great palmares. You've won it. What is it like to have won a monument?
I'm trying to win a bike race at every race that I go into, and so for me to win Paris-Roubaix was just a point in my career that really felt satisfying. I think it was after really getting into the roots of the history of this race, and also for the many years of the generations of women before us trying to have this race. And also the character associated with the type of person that wins Roubaix. Sort of exploring all of that after winning has felt really, important and very special, and it has made, the win just multiply with meaning. I think coming back, Roubaix is kind of an easy one, I think, to not feel so much pressure year after year, because it's a race where anything can happen.
Absolutely.
And so you have to roll with the punches as you go, and there's no ever perfect plan. And I think that's what makes it easy to come back in and be like, hey, we come with good legs and a good ability of how to perceive the race, but in the end, it's going to be hard and rough, and you got to be tougher than what you're given.
Yeah, and everybody who ends up at the velodrome is going to have a story, no matter where you end up at the finish line.
Totally.
So I raced the 2024 UCI Gravel World Championships. That, I think, is probably the last time that I saw you, 2024 Gravel World Championships. With your toe in gravel, having experienced gravel at the highest level, having had success in Paris-Roubaix, is Paris-Roubaix the world's hardest gravel race?
I just think the two work so differently, and I don't think we can call Paris-Roubaix a gravel race. Gravel races, the peloton just acts totally different. I think the poise and the pressure that also the fans and the people having loved this race, and the fans that are out on the course, it's different than any sort of gravel race. But also in a gravel race, you have different equipment and you can manipulate it more. And so now we've tried. We're riding 32s, and I think the first year that I raced on it, we're riding really big 30s. And then you see some men's teams maybe testing something more, but in a gravel race, we're riding 45s, really.
Right.
So the feel is much different.
This time and place is really interesting and exciting and unique in cycling. So what is your favorite or least favorite parts of this time of year, the Spring Classics in general?
My favorite part of the spring is always just the game that we play. In a classic, there's so much more than just legs that you need. There's that when you use your energy, where, the positioning, and also when you embrace the chaos or go kamikaze, some of those things. yeah, just build up for a bigger story. And yeah, just because they're so dynamic, that's what I love about the spring, and they're going to be full aggressive, full on till the end, you know. Yeah, the hard part is if we're racing every weekend, we don't get that chunk of time to either rest and rebuild. So it's really trying to find the balance of, you got to stay healthy. You got to have some good luck so there's no crashing things to overcome, but also we're not really going home and setting into routines. It's kind of a time on the road, and I think that's the hardest part.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Here we are 100 kilometers into the race, leaving, switching metric to Imperial. We have 100 miles to go from here to Roubaix. So riding all 30 sectors, beginning right here, Sector 1, which is technically Sector 30 because you count down. I raced Roubaix 4 times. We rode it on the Super 6, and then we also segued over to the Synapse. I think the widest tire I ever rode was a 28. I think fast forward to the modern Peloton, the guys are doing it on 30 to 32 as standard. I think as wide, I've heard rumor of as wide as a 35 at this year's Roubaix, so I am just stoked to be on 48s.
Mid-ride sandwich. Homemade.
$100 miles in Cobbles, all the way here to the Roubaix Velodrome. That was a treat. That was a blast. Riding it on a gravel bike is different than doing it on a pure race bike from a dozen years ago. But between having a tailwind and having 48 mil tires and being on a gravel bike, I was honestly just sort of gliding over the cobbles. Yeah, you certainly feel it. It's jarring, but it's nothing like what we were racing on a dozen years ago. And to be honest, I can't believe people are still doing it on 30s, 32s, 33 mil tires. Riding Roubaix is very comparable to doing a gravel event. You know, you do these 150, 200 plus mile gravel races, and there are sectors, and you have to race those, and then you're linking together. You're linking together a lot of fast stuff in between the sectors in a gravel event, no different than you do at Paris-Roubaix. So, yeah, I mean, I would call Paris-Roubaix the original gravel race. All right, I first came across to Europe in 2005, right here in Belgium. The US national team was based, and at that point I got to meet somebody named Chris De Vos. De Vos means the fox. The fox was my first soigneur. He is someone who I've stayed in touch with over the years. I'm really excited to go catch up with Chris. Let's go have a chat. Chris, this is very special to me because I first come to Belgium in 2005, and you were the first soigneur with whom that I worked in my entire life. That was a long time. Tell me about your entry and history in cycling. 2005 was my beginning. What was yours?
Yeah, mine was when I was a child of 3-4 years old. My dad was a soigneur from a pro rider in the town.
Yeah.
And people like Jean-Pierre Monzeret, Roger de Vlaming was on my home to eat pancakes, so I rolled in. I was like, I'm born in cycling.
Yeah. Like when I meet you in 2005, you work with the national team, and then you've gone on to obviously world tour teams of much repute. What was that introduction like? How do you say I want to get into cycling?
It's not I want to get in cycling. It's like you roll in. I mean, you start with a little job. You start with giving bottles. You start with following classes. In Belgium, you have the soigneur class.
Yeah.
You learn everything about being a soigneur, reading maps, medical stuff, bike fittings, massage, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I followed that in the end of the years 95, 96, I think.
Tell me about the week between Flanders and Roubaix, or what Flanders means to this area, because like there's a lot of excitement from the outside world. What is it when you're living it, when like you live close by. This is your relative
Well,
backyard.
for me, it's just my job. It's super busy time, but for other people who lives over here, it's Easter.
Yeah.
But people prefer to go outside to go to see the race than staying home with the family to celebrate Easter.
Yeah.
So that's out of the parcours, like in a circle, 20Ks. Out of that 20K circle, there's no traffic, there's nobody. Everybody's at the race.
Yeah.
So it's more than a holy day. But yeah, cycling is what soccer is in Italy, what NFL is in America. It is the biggest sport in Belgium. And football is also big, but not like cycling. I mean, cycling is in cycling you still can touch your hero.
Right.
Football, you're behind the fence and you can yell and whatever, but you never come so close to the people you like than cycling.
Yeah. So you talk about being a kid and having pancakes with Roger de Vlaming.
Yeah.
The sport is changing.
Mm-hmm.
Are we seeing the superstars? Are we seeing, from the outside world, I feel like the sport is changing. What do you see from as a Belgian and somebody inside the sport? Like, do we have superstars?
It did change a lot. If you look to the bikes,
Yeah, sure.
they're not. I mean, the bikes from that time compared like this time it's crazy. Same with all the other stuff, the nutrition, the massage, everything is like exploding, like details. It's all
Sure.
about details now. In the years I was a little kid, probably the riders eat pancakes and then 5 minutes later they go for a croissant, 10 minutes later they go for whatever. It never happened anymore.
Yeah, because it's so controlled.
It's so
because
controlled,
they know.
yeah. It's so controlled and it's all based on one guy. So you can eat like a cup of soup, but it's not good for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I eat a salad, it's good for me, but probably it's not good for you. It's all balanced out of that one person is like, you can eat this, but the other one, no.
Right. It's interesting because at its core, cycling is such a traditional sport. It's like, because it can take place on open roads,
Yeah.
there's a interesting contrast.
Belgium there was like an issue now with the train in Tour of Flanders, but actually Belgium is the only country in the world where you can stop a train for the race. It's in the law. They
Yeah.
can stop. They forgot to stop the train, but you can't stop the train.
Yeah.
This is in the law.
Chris Fox, this has been so good to see you. It has been
A long
way
time.
too long,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Great to see you again. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank you
welcome.
very much. So the pursuit of my favorite Belgian beer of all time, Van der Hinste, has brought me to the very small town of Bellegem. We are at the Omer Van der Hinste Brewery, and we are about to get a tour because this has been a long time coming. I'm very excited to meet up with Frederick, the brewer. Let's check this out. Frederick, cheers.
Cheers.
This is very exciting. This is Van der Hinste. This is a beer that I've been seeking for some time now. It's very Belgian and it's also very unique. What makes this beer special?
The Van der Hinste Red Brown, it's a very unique beer. It's the first beer the brewery developed, so we make it more than 130 years.
Wow.
And it's mixed fermentation. So 1/3 of the beer is spontaneous fermentation. At the lambic beers, it's the cooling vessel, so the wort passes the cooling vessel, and it's maturated 24 months on the wooden barrels. So that gives a lot of the fruitiness and complexity to the beer. But with mixing it with young beer, it gets an excellent sweet-sour balance. It's a low ABV, it's 4.8 ABV, so it's high drinkability. It's very refreshing, so it's an excellent beer.
It's absolutely delicious. We were talking earlier about Belgian culture being very ingrained with beer and beer being ingrained with Belgian culture. And I know in the coming days you're going to be riding and checking out Paris-Roubaix yourself.
Yeah.
Can you talk about where beer fits into Belgian culture?
It's a little bit like you were telling, it's like cycling, it's part of the culture. And it's like on nice moments, people like to enjoy a beer, enjoy the moment, and then an excellent balanced local beer. So we support local beers. That suits with it very well. So it's part of the culture, having fun, enjoying with the beer, just having fun and enjoying the beer.
Yeah.
Especially after the cycling ride, it's like a gift you give to yourself. It's like well deserved.
There are approximately as many people who live in Belgium as there are in the state of Ohio in the United States. There's about 12 million people. Per capita, there's a lot of beer.
Yeah.
What do you think is spawning that variety so that there are so many types?
I think a long time ago it was all very local, so very support to local around the church, local town. So every small village had their own brewery, and the brewery had a few own pubs and property. So it's like part of the culture. And then with Belgium developing also, some of the breweries became bigger, but then a lot of the people were interested in beer, starting brewing as microbrewers. So it's like something, bigger breweries are advancing and scaling up, but then other people are interested in working with the living organism and making their own beer. So that's part of the culture. And also in Belgium, we have a lot of beer styles because we have a lot of experience with working with different yeast strains. So that explains that we have a lot of beer styles, different beer styles as a result, from lager beers to re-fermented in the bottle, second fermentation in the bottle, specialty beers.
Mm-hmm. Working with beer itself it's an organism, and it's moving all the time. So yeah, no different. You gotta work with people's tastes. This is outstanding. I am so appreciative of your time here. So cheers, thank you.
Pleasure. Cheers.
Wow, that was a treat. Thank you very much, Frederick, for the tour of Vanderhintse Brewery. That was out of this world. Anyway, that definitely reaffirms that the Vanderhintse beer is hard to find and easy to love. Thank you, Frederick. On to the next one. Welcome to the town of Roubaix. We're approximately 110 kilometers into Paris-Roubaix. Today is Paris-Roubaix Sunday. There's one thing that I've learned from Flanders is that you can set up shop in a single point and the race is gonna go by because you're in this like non-stop concentric circle. We got some crazy fans here. What is cool about Paris-Roubaix is we're gonna go point to point. So we're at sector 29 of 30. We're also gonna be searching out the race going by at sector 18 and then also Carrefour de Abra at section 4. The fans are out, the beer is flowing. Let's have a good time. So it's a bit of hurry up and wait. We've been out here for probably 45 minutes, hour. By the time you park and make your way out here, the place starts to pack out, which is exciting, but then you wait. You check your phone, you see where the race is, you listen for the helicopter, and you wait. And you talk to the other people. So we're taking it in. This is a cultural experience. This is awesome. If Belgium is beer and frites, here, now we made the cross the border, we made it to France. They're doing wine and the biggest block of pâté that I've ever seen. Cured meats. This is French. This is true French. We are in the thick of it. Grupo Compacto, the front group went through. They are absolutely flying. Guys were looking pretty casual up front, even though they're going full tilt. So now we are gonna do exactly what they're doing, which is hop in the car and figure out how to get over to sector 18. All right, we're about 70K up the road as the race goes. Here at sector 17, obviously quite a bit busier. The pelotons are moving so quickly. I want to say right now they're averaging 51, 52K an hour, which is probably they're going to maintain all the way to the finish. As a result of that, they are well ahead of schedule. So rushing here was mandatory. You have this really neat pilgrimage of fans moving all in different directions, but ultimately trying to get from their point A to point B. To C to D to E, F. It is just this wild, convoluted ride. It is hard to appreciate just how fast they are going. We had to rush so hard to get from sector 17 here to sector 4, Carrefour de Abra. One crazy part is just how to absorb the race and what's going on. I mean, if you look around, everybody's listening to their phone. They're watching the race on their phone. As we're going point to point, it's been really difficult for us to figure out what's going on without, you dip into the various news feeds. You sort of are being able to piece things together, but it's not as though you're watching the race at home. There's the golden age of media right now going on in North America. You can just watch every bike race. This is a little bit more about the overall experience. If you want to really watch the race, you stay at home. But when you want to experience the race, you come right here. Wow. I mean, the wow for the entire week. Wow to that finish. That was incredible. The Belgian fans love it. I think even the French fans kind of love that. That was nothing but dramatic day. That was a absolute pleasure as a cyclist to be back at the races, to be soaking it in. I mean, the sights, the smells, the sounds, to touch it, to be able to ride it. This is a dream trip. Absolute dream trip. So in the spirit of you never know who you're gonna meet, we are, at section 4, Carrefour de Arbre, and there are thousands upon thousands of fans. And as I'm walking through, someone says, "Ted King?" And I say, "Yes." It is the family that picked me up when mid-race I double flatted out of the back of the Gruppetto. And so there I was in the middle of a downtown trying to figure out how to get from 50 kilometers away to the finish. This family of 4 picked me up, family of 3 picked me up Easter Sunday, father, son, and grandfather, 3 generations of cycling fans who had made the trip from Belgium. It's the kind of one-in-a-lifetime experience that is hard to explain. So to just have run into the family, mind blown. That was something.